Hey guys, so today I'll be showing you guys how to use the sweep tool in Fusion 360, and along the way we'll be creating like a hanger type thing. It kind of just happened along the way, but you'll see. So to begin, let's create a sketch on the right side of the view cube. So as you can see, the right side. So hit that sketch plane, and just to begin, let's create a rectangle, a center rectangle. And it doesn't really matter what the size is, but we can go with a 10-inch by a 2-inch rectangle. So now go ahead and finish sketch. And after hitting finish sketch, what you want to do is notice that we can create a plane in the middle. So instead of going to the construct tool and like looking for the offset plane, mid plane, and all that to figure out where the middle is, you can actually just go to the origin here, hit the visibility. So it's on now, and you can see there's one plane that intersects this sketch that we've made. So go ahead and click that plane right here. As you can see, it goes along with the front up part of the view cube. So as you can see here, right there, and right there. So now go ahead and hit create sketch onto that plane. And so now we are going to go build off of the center point, the origin essentially. And let's create a spline. And this spline will look, so we're trying to make it like a rack, or like a hook rack thing that can essentially hold on to any items like a towel that you want. So I think that's pretty good right there. Go ahead and hit finish sketch. As you can see right now, what we have is this like very little um, segment going on. So now what you can do is actually, since the whole point is to display how the sweep tool works, um, go ahead and go back into this first sketch. And what you can do instead of going and creating a new sketch on top of this rectangle is you can hit the sketch where you created the rectangle in the first place, right click it, and then hit edit sketch so you can go back into it. And then go ahead and create a circle right in the middle, so using the origin, and we'll make it 0.2 inches in diameter. So it's a very small circle, I recognize. So hit finish sketch. So as you can see now, we have sort of this little protrusion coming out of the sketch plane. So now what we can do is actually go ahead and extrude this and basically make it a 3D sketch. So instead of the normal way of extruding and just hitting the circle and sort of hoping for it to follow this path, there's a easier and simpler way to do this. So if you go to create and you hit sweep, and you can read the description if you like, it basically creates an extrusion along the path. So it says right here, sweeps the sketch profile or planar face along the selected path. So go ahead and click that, and then click the face that you want to be extruding along that path. So right now I'm going to do this circle. I'm going to choose my path, which is going to be right here. As you can see, it kind of follows that path, so I don't need to do some math to figure out the geometry of how I would want a normal um, extrusion to work. But yeah, now we want to make sure this is a new body, because what we're going to be doing with this is using the pattern tool. And if you watch the other videos, you'd see that we learned about patterns. So go ahead and hit OK. And so now that the other sketches kind of just disappeared, we can make come back by just hitting the sketches tab and then just turning the visibility of it back on. And since this is going to be a rack, you can just go ahead and hit the extrude onto that rectangle. Or we don't need it too big. Make it negative point 2. Yeah, negative 0.25 I think is good. Negative 0.25 inches extrusion. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the visibility off on the origin so it doesn't distract us. Okay, so now what we can do is let's use a pattern on this. So if you remember from the last video, the 3D pattern button is right here, and what we want right now is not a circular pattern because it's not revolving around an axis. We do want a rectangular pattern, however, because this is going to be a translational pattern, so it's going to go right to left or left to right. So I'm going to ask you what type of thing we're going to be patterning, and we want the object. So notice how the new bodies thing came into use. This is one body, so the rectangle is one body, and the the hook is another body. So go ahead and hit the hook, right there, and then select your axes as to how it's going to translate. Do you want it to go up or down? Do you want it to come forward, or do you want it to come right and left? So we want right and left. So go ahead and hit this only horizontal axis right there. It's going to give you a display of pushing it right and left. So as you can see, you can go right or left and then right this way. And so what we want to do, and we talked about this last time too, instead of just making it, going one direction, making the other pattern, to make it more efficient, what we can use is a symmetrical tool. So we can go both sides, and then I'll just go center this plane, and let's just go with 5 for now. I think that's too small. So this is specified a distance on accident. We don't want that right now. So we want them equidistant apart, so we'll go with spacing, and let's call that spacing, I don't know, let's go with 2.5 inches. Nope, it's too big. Yeah, 2 inches, that looks about good. So 2 inches spacing between each of these hooks and 5 of them total. So as you can see, we've created our little hook rack now, and we can just go ahead and just sketch back off so we can just see the clear visibility. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, so we learned about the sweep tool and how you can basically extrude along the path. We also learned about the patterns and we actually applied them. One more thing I do want to add is, I mean, this is just an aesthetic component that I just kind of like to do, as it adds like, like a designer sense to it. Now the gold is a little bit too expensive. Huh. We can go with nickel. So, I mean, this is not necessary whatsoever. You already have created the actual item. I'm just going ahead and making it fancier for myself to look at. But yeah, so that's basically it. And yep, so this will be like the hook to the wall, where if you wanted to go ahead and place it on the wall of a bathroom, whatever. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching.